On the 17th of December 2016, Motorsport.com released the top 10 of most exciting go-karting talents, and on number 5 there was Christian Lundgaard. Only 4 years later, in 2020, Christian drove his first Formula 2 season, and this will be his second year in the series. And in this video I will tell his story and ask myself the question: will Christian Lundgaard be the next Dane in Formula 1? Well, it's time to find that out. Christian Lundgaard was born on the 23rd of July 2001 in Hedenstad, Denmark, or according to the Alpine website Hedenstad, Netherlands. He is the son of former rally driver Henrik Lundgaard, and he started go-karting competitively in 2012. Christian won 1 championship in Denmark and went on to drive in Europe after that. Lundgaard won 2 championships against the likes of Logan Sargent and Felipe Drugovich, and he also finished 2nd and 3rd in multiple other championships. This led to Lundgaard being promoted to Formula 4 in 2017, and he would drive full seasons in 2 championships, those being Spanish and SMP Formula 4. In Spain he drove with MP Motorsport and in classic MP style absolutely dominated the championship, outperforming Bent Fiscal over the season. Oh yeah, and that SMP championship, yeah, he dominated that as well, having a 74 points gap to number 2 in the championship. You guessed it, Bent Fiscal. After Formula 4 comes Jurgen Formula Renault, obviously. In that series he also drove with MP Motorsport, being teammate with Jarno Opmeer. Jarno finished 25th in the standings, whereas Christian ended in P2 behind Max Futrell, but in front of Oscar Piastri and Logan Sargent. He finished 2nd in the championship with 4 wins, and yeah, you can say that was pretty good. He also was a guest driver in GP3 and Northern Europe Formula Renault, and in that last one he achieved 2 podiums in 2 races. For 2019, Christian advanced to FIA Formula 3, where he drove with ART GP. Christian finished 6th in the championship behind the 3 Prema boys Juri Vips and Pedro Piquet. Lundgaard won 1 race in Hungary, where he was on pole position as well. Christian has said the following about the Hungaroring:
it's just my favourite track, so I was quite happy with that.
Overall it was a decent season for Christian, and that meant he would be promoted up to Formula 2 with ART. He drove alongside his fellow F3 2019 driver Marcus Armstrong, and after the two were pretty matched over the first few races, Lundgaard had the advantage over Marcus for the rest of the season. Christian stood on the podium 3 more times and had an exceptional weekend in Mugello, qualifying on pole for race 1 and winning race 2 after an amazing start. Ultimately, the Dane finished 7th in the championship, very close behind his fellow Alpine Academy driver Guan Yu Zhao. That Alpine Academy is a very important element in his racing career. He has been contracted to Renault, or now Alpine, since the absolute start of his career. This has brought him loads of opportunities, for example a test in the RS18 in Bahrain and multiple more tests. He has also been with the Renault team at various F1 weekends, and this is all good for his experience. Coming into this year, Lundgaard is driving with ART GP once again alongside Theo Pourchaire this year. I've already made some videos about Theo, and well, I'm simply kind of a fanboy of Theo, but I'm willing to bet on Theo being an F1 race winner in 5 years. Anyways, the first race weekend has been in Bahrain, and it was a very sensational weekend. In qualifying, Christian was so astonishing close to pole position, as his academy mate Guan Yu Zhao was on pole position, having a 3,000th advantage over Lundgaard. This meant he started 9th in the first race, and Christian made up 3 places over the race to finish 6th. In the second race he started 4th, but on lap 6 into turn 1 he collided with Lirim Daily, as you can see here, which led to him retiring, and Lundgaard got a deserved 10-second time penalty. When there was a safety car late in the race, Christian pitted and served his penalty, but no one really clocked that, so there was quite some confusion after the race, but ultimately he got a 2nd place and the 12 points attached to it. For the feature race, Christian finally started 2nd and he jumped up to P1 on lap 1, but on lap 13 Oscar Piastri overtook him. After that there was a safety car and it all went downhill from there. Lundgaard was on the hard tires and dropped from P5 to P10 in 2 laps, and to make matters even worse, he received a 5-second time penalty. After this was applied, Christian finished the feature race out of the points in P12. Right now Christian is in P7 in the championship, coincidentally the same place he finished last year. I'm sure Lundgaard will finish in the top 3 in this year's championship, as he is, in my opinion, one of the best drivers in the field. Also, as he is in his 2nd year, he has way more confidence and he will do just a better job than last year. If he wins the championship this year, he has to be in Formula 1 next year. This would mean Ocon or Alonso has to be dropped, and my bets are on Fernando. Only 2 seats being available is the downside of the Alpine Academy, but Alpine will have to promote a young driver anytime soon, as the last time they did this was in 2009 when Romain Grosjean was promoted promoted from GP2 to Formula 1, only to go back to GP2 in 2010. Regarding Alpine will promote a driver, I personally rate Christian Lundgaard higher than Guan Yu Zhou, as I think Lundgaard is more naturally talented. Zhou didn't have any real success in Formula 3 cars, and in Formula 2 it took him a very long time before he won his first race, last year in Russia. This year it seems like he's performing better, but I mean he has to, regarding this is his third year already in Formula 2. I expect him to be beaten by Felipe Drugovich this year. The only real problem for Christian is Oscar Piastri. The Australian is with Prema and drove amazing in this first race weekend, winning sprint race 2 and being in P2 before having a collision with Dan Ticktum in the feature race. The fact there's this few seats available is also the reason why Alpine is trying to get Williams to drive with Renault engines, although the odds of that happening are about as low as Nikita Mazepin making it through the first 3 corners of a race without spinning. Anyway, Christian will surely have to perform amazing this year to have any chance on a Formula 1 seat, but even if he gets into that top 3 or even wins the championship, it will be difficult. This is simply because of the reason I said before. So he should either have to wait a year on that seat, or Esteban or Fernando has to leave, or he has to leave the Alpine Academy, but I don't expect him to do that. Christian has also told in an interview he does not have the money to compete in another season of Formula 2, so this will really have to be the season of Christian Lundgaard. And I think there's a high possibility of this happening. I'm 100% sure Christian will win a couple of races this year, and I think he will have a good chance at Jeddah, for example, as that's a very quick and flowing track, a bit like Mugello where he had an amazing weekend last year. In conclusion, will he be the next Dane in Formula 1? Well, yes. If Alpine decides to drop this 39-year-old Spaniard or some Ocon guy, it has to be Christian who joins. As said, he surely is a better driver than Guan Yu Zhou, and Oscar Piastri will probably need another year before making the step to Formula 1 simply due to experience. This makes Christian to be the perfect driver for Alpine in 2022 if he of course performs exceptionally in this year's Formula 2 season. What do you think about Christian Lundgaard? Do you think he will reach the pinnacle, or will he have to settle for another series? Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and for now, thank you so very much for watching this video. I would really appreciate it if you can like, subscribe and share this video, and I hope to see you all later. Bye bye!